let's talk. We're going to get into a feeling that millions of you have, but almost nobody ever talks about. It's that feeling of being caught in the middle. So, if you came of age in the 70s, not the 60s, this is for you. Okay, let's just dive right in. Have you ever felt like the whole story of your generation just doesn't quite fit you? You know, like you showed up to the big party, but the band had already packed up and gone home. And this isn't just about dates on a calendar, right? It's about a totally different vibe, a completely different psychological landscape. The 70s shaped you in a way that, let's be honest, the classic 60s boomers just can't fully get. Yeah, while the older boomers remember this post-war economic boom, your childhood memories, they're probably filled with things like gas lines, crazy inflation, and watching your parents stress about money. That stuff sticks with you. It gives you a deep, lasting dose of reality. You were the originals. You came home to an empty house not because of neglect, but because everyone had to work. You learned how to be self-sufficient, how to make your own snack, and maybe, just maybe, you learned how to be a little bit lonely, figuring out the world all on your own. See, for you, it wasn't about some idealistic rebellion. Oh no. It was about watching Watergate unfold on the news every single night. It was seeing the Vietnam War end in total confusion. You learned the hard way that you just couldn't always trust the official story. You got skeptical because reality basically demanded it. And this right here, this chart just nails the disconnect. Their cultural moments are not yours. You had a totally different soundtrack, right? Different heroes. Your worldview was shaped by disco lights and starship battles, not Woodstock mud and a grainy moon landing. And guess what? There's actually a name for this feeling. It's called Generation Jones. And hearing that, it just validates everything you've ever felt. That sense of being the forgotten middle child of a generation, caught between two completely different worlds. So here's the bottom line. You've been lumped into a story that was never really about you. You've been psychologically stuck between two massive generations, and you don't fully belong to either one. And you know what? That unique spot has shaped everything about you. So, okay. Now let's talk about the next chapter, and let's talk about the completely outdated, totally bogus script that society is still trying to sell you. For decades, we've been fed one and only one story about retirement. You know the one. It's a story of slowing down, stepping back, and, well, basically fading out. It's the whole golden years on a porch thing. I mean, just think about that for a second. What if this entire idea of retirement as a finish line is just wrong? It's a massive waste of potential, a huge waste of wisdom, and a colossal waste of incredible energy that's just getting fired up. Look, this old model is fundamentally broken. It's not just a little off, it's busted. It takes your most capable, experienced years and treats them like a time of decline. It leaves people disconnected and completely fails to tap into the immense creative power of an entire generation. So, that story, it's finished, done, obsolete. An entire generation that is defined by its resilience, its talent, and its energy is stepping into what should be the best chapter of their lives. And we absolutely refuse to accept an outdated script. So how do we do it? How do we build something new? Okay, this is where it gets really good. Let's get into it. This isn't about little tweaks here and there. And it's definitely not about complaining. This is a total reinvention. It's a grassroots effort built from the ground up by the very people who know it best to create what comes next. I mean, come on. The difference couldn't be more obvious. It's night and day. On one side, you've got the past, isolating, underwhelming. On the other, the future that we are building right now, connected, active, and absolutely full of purpose. The choice is pretty clear. And listen, this isn't some corporate mission statement cooked up in a lab. This is a personal promise from our co-founder, Jem DeMakers. And it is the absolute heart and soul of why we even exist. And here's the magic. The real power here is that this isn't being designed in some faraway boardroom by a bunch of people who just don't get it. No, it's being built by you, for you. And that brings us to the moment this has all been leading up to. A very specific, and I mean a very important invitation. You know, every great movement in history started small. It started with a dedicated core, a first wave of trailblazers. We're not looking for thousands of members right now. We are looking for just 50 people to stand with us right at the very beginning. Now, let me be crystal clear about this. This is not a spectator sport. This is not for everyone. We're looking for the charter group who wants to get their hands dirty, who wants to help co-create our culture and shape a community that is going to change the definition of this life chapter for millions. And we know that leadership isn't some one-size-fits-all thing. Of course not. So we've created two really distinct and equally crucial paths for you to help lead this charge. You get to choose your path. Are you an architect? Someone who loves to build systems and design the blueprints for what we do? Or are you a community builder, the person who creates that feeling of connection and warmth that makes a group of people truly feel like home? And here's the bottom line. Architects give us direction, but community builders, they give us a soul. And you absolutely cannot have one without the other. Everyone in the Founding 50 has a critical job to do. There are no small parts here. All right, this is it. This is the moment. I want you to consider this more than just an invitation. This is your call to arms. We are done waiting for permission to build the future that we want. This is our declaration of independence from an old, tired story that never really served us in the first place. I really want you to let that question sink in. Seriously, if not us, who? Who else has the lived experience to build this the right way? And if not now, when? The time isn't coming. The time is now. As a founder, your contribution is going to be permanently recognized. You'll have direct influence. You'll have exclusive access as we build this thing together. And years from now, you'll get to say with so much pride, I was there. I was there at the beginning. I helped build that. And I need to make one thing absolutely 100% clear. We are not asking you to join a social club. We are asking you to help lead a movement. One is passive, the other is active. And that difference, well, that difference is everything. So it all comes down to this. The question is simple. The moment is here, and the choice is yours. If you know, deep down in your bones, that there has to be a better way, then this is your moment. Step forward. Become one of the Founding 50. Let's build it together.